I wanted to come here because the moon, the pyramid of the sun, if you stand up there on top of the pyramid of the sun, and you got the moon on this side, and then way at the end of the road, there's another pyramid, the pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, okay, of the serpent, the precious serpent. That's Venus. Quetzalcoatl is Venus. So if you're standing here on top of the pyramid of the sun, you have the moon over here, and you have Venus over here, and here's the sun, okay, in the cycle. But these 9 little pyramids that are on top of, in front of the moon, in front of the pyramid of the moon right here, we have 9 companions of the night in this calendar system. So each one sits in one of these little places right here, in front of the moon. And when you get to the pyramid of Quetzalcoatl, he's got 13 in front of him. And we have 13 companions of the day in front of Quetzalcoatl, in front of the pyramid of Quetzalcoatl. So what we're seeing that since time immemorial, the codices that have been written 1500 or more years ago, in those codices we have these images, and they all fit into what do you call it? Into the architecture and the way the layout of all the ancient cities, all the ancient ceremonial sites, observatories. We call them Teocalli. Teocalli, from Teot, generating energy, and Cali, house, the house of energy. So these are houses of energy, they're observatories, every one of them. The one I mentioned earlier, Xochicalco, that right there, that has observatories on the outside. We can see the solstices and equinoxes, and then one inside, internal, inside one of the pyramids. And that one you can see only the zenith passage of the sun going through it. We will be here in Teotihuacan, we'll be right here in front of the pyramid of the sun, doing a ceremony in approximately 15 days from today, on July 25th. On July 25th, the sun comes over Teotihuacan, directly above it in the zenith passage. The second day, July 26th, the sun will be over Mexico City. We call it Mexico Tenochtitlan. Mexico Tenochtitlan, that's the original name of Mexico City. And the reason they named it like that was because of this event that happens. On the 26th of July, the sun comes directly above Mexico Tenochtitlan. Okay? On the 27th, it goes over a place called Malinalco, the house of the flower. And the sun is directly above that space. On the 28th, it's over a place called Tepoztlan. And this mountain is real important, real pretty too. It's a high mountain, and the pyramid on top of that mountain. That's the highest mountain, pyramid we have. And there it comes on the day of the 28th. And then finally, on the day of the flower, called Xochi, on the July 29th, the sun will be over Xochicalco, the house of the flower. And that's where they have a hole approximately this big in top of one of the pyramids, and the sun comes directly inside there in Xochicalco. This is July 29th. Okay? It comes in twice a year. The sun will come in here twice a year like this. Not this bright the first time. The first time it comes in when he's on his way to the north and it's apparent movement, the first zenith passage. And the second zenith passage comes in just like this on July 29th. But after this day, the sun, it lasts for 2 days. After this entrance, the sun will not come into this cave directly. You will not see the sunlight for exactly 9 months. It will take 9 months, 260 days, before the sun comes in again into this cave. In this cave right here, and it's just a small one, it gets very, very big under there, very huge under there. But in this cave, we see this as a place of conception, where Father, Son, and Mother Earth are coming together in this particular instant. And our hope has been, for the longest time, to bring people into this place. Last year, when we came here, we were not able to come in because they had closed it down for a number of reasons. One of them was the swine flu. But we think that the real reason was because across the highway from this place, a Canadian firm has bought it, and they've been digging for gold for 2 years. And they've already found it. And so that's one of the reasons. Earlier, someone else was mentioning your little trip yesterday here to Chaco Canyon, and how they're saying, oh, this place is not a place for ceremonies. It's a park. And we know that. We're dealing with exactly the same thing throughout the continent. We were in Machu Picchu a couple of years ago. We were in Peru, me and my son Costa there, Condor. in Machu Picchu. And we got there a little early before anybody else got there. In fact, we got there while the guard was still asleep. You know? And we had actually walked all night, and someone told us that we had to go all night, and we came into Machu Picchu. And then we come in, we went all the way to the top, and then they came and brought us down. Okay? But when we came back down, they said we had violated every protocol of Machu Picchu. Every patrimony, we violated everything. And they named them off. And the first one was, you didn't pay to come in. Huh? Okay, wow. If we pay you, will you forgive us? And they did forgive us. And so we went out, and we've been up walking all night long. All this time we went out and got dressed and tried to come back inside. And we were coming back inside. I was wearing an ishkui mekat. I was wearing my belt. And he told me, wait a minute, you can't come in like that. What do you mean, like how? Because you can't come in dressed like a shaman. I go, I'm just like a shaman? I said, I'm just a regular guy, you know. I said, I'm only here to say hello to the stones here and do my small little ceremony. This is not a ceremonial space. This is National Park Machu Picchu. This is our country, Peru. This is our park. And I said, okay, hold on. Maybe your country, maybe your park. I go, but that Machu Picchu, that's ours. Because we were up there at 3 in the morning, so we took it in the morning. You know? But everywhere, in Teotihuacan, they won't let us come in with our staffs, because we might hurt the stones or something. So throughout the whole continent, all of our sacred sites are being closed, or being limited, or what we can do in them. We can't do ceremonies. We're going to do a ceremony there. We've actually learned how to ask permission a different way and get different people to ask permission for us. So we come in there now with some supposedly authority. But last year when we got to Mexico City on July 26th, we found police there, more than dancers, and they told us there will be no ceremony here today. We said, but we looked at the sun, he's moving, there's got to be ceremony. You know, everybody's waiting. But pretty soon we had more dancers than police. So we had ceremony. It might be the last one. We'll find out this year. So this year we had a lot of mending fences to do. We had a lot of ansaris to do. You know, and we've done that a little bit already. So we're going back now. And hopefully, we're going back again. But this time we got smart. We've asked them to join us in putting something together for that day. So they said, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, yeah, a good idea. So whatever it takes. But what's going on? What's going on is all these places, all these sacred sites, you know, they were there for a purpose. They were there for a real specific purpose. And they need to be energized again. They need to be moved again. And that's why when I see people that are doing ceremonies throughout the world, I believe that's what they're doing. They're finding a way somehow, maybe not completely conscious of the whole steps that they got to take, but they're finding a way to work, to energize. And that's what we see here today. So